Welcome to the Devil's Advocate, where we sum up the year in movies. 2018, good year, not a great year at the movies. There was definitely some duds, definitely some stinkers, but thankfully we also got some really great emotionally resonant cinema, particularly in the second half of the year. There's also a lot of fun action movies like Mission Impossible Fallout this year. Either way, Evan and I spent a lot of hours sitting in a refrigerated theater. It's not called refrigeration, it's called air conditioned. But yeah, now this is not the video where we talk about our favorite ones, unfortunately. That will be coming. Today, before we get to the cake, before we get to the dessert, we have to eat our vegetables. Isn't that right, Evan?
It's not too much fun to like punch down or bash a movie for sucking, but there were some movies that we just really didn't feel like they were worth our time. If you've seen our past reviews before, then you probably know what you're going to get into, what we have to say. So without further ado, let's tell you what the 10 worst movies of 2018 were.
Number 10 worst movie of the year for us, I know this is a controversial one, it's Aquaman. We know a lot of people really enjoy James Bond's underwater superhero epic, and while we admit that the direction was pretty inspired and Jason Momoa is a very charming dude, it was the rote plotting that was just so cliche that really just had us falling asleep in our seats through this 2.5-hour action movie. Honestly, no hard feelings if this movie worked for you guys, but come on. That shit sucks.
Coming in at number 9 worst film of the year, we have Big Chungus. We really admired the ambition of this one, but the graphic violence and perverse sexual themes were really off-putting. And while the inclusion of Dante from the Devil May Cry series was a really good idea on paper, in execution it just felt shoehorned in here. And by the way, what the is a Big Chunga?
Number 8 worst movie of the year for us was Black Mirror Bandersnatch. You for making me pick things. I made the wrong choices with this one, and now my wife left me, and she took the smart kid and left me with our dumb kid. You, Netflix, just give me the right answers and don't make me pick while I'm trying to watch a movie. My neighbor paid good money for your service, and I stole his password to watch this shit. Also, Bird Box too.
At number 7, we have the real misfire that is Mamma Mia, Here We Go Again. Coming into this one, we thought that the singing was going to be excellent, but oh my gosh, it's brutal. Meryl Streep is just howling, and that Jimmy Neutron just looks like he has AIDS or something.
It defies medical science.
Number 6 worst movie of the year was Jordan Peele's new film, Us. I honestly thought this movie was coming out in 2019, but goddamn, it's already in syndication on NBC here in 2018, so we definitely missed a boat on this one. In case you're like us and you missed it, I'm gonna just let you in on what this movie's about. So the movie is a show starring Sterling K. Brown and Chrissy Metz, and Mandy Moore was in it as well. Unfortunately, it just ain't scary, like, at all. Major pass for me as far as horror movies go.
And it's gonna be another hard pass on number 5, Green Book. This one's getting a lot of Oscar buzz, but I think that it kind of overstepped in its ambition. It's some kind of weird reverse Hobbit style shit. Peter Farrelly decided to shoot this one not in a standard 24 frames per second, but 12 frames per second. The end result, as you can see for yourself.
I know a guy from Pittsburgh, except he called it Titsburg. But he said all the women there had huge tits.
Quite jittery. Ooh, real headache watching this one.
Number 4 worst movie was Boss Baby Airplane Edit. Shame on you, Delta. I caught this one on a transatlantic flight, and they cut out the scene where you see Boss Baby's dick. You're cowards. I know his dick is supposed to be in that scene where the black baby shows up. But they totally butchered the artistry here by cutting out this key sexual moment in the film.
Number 3 was all the rage on social media, but that doesn't mean it was popular in this household. To all the beautiful billionaire boys erased before Ben came back. It was a bit much.
Number 2 was Kevin Hart's weird apology/non-apology for his homophobic jokes. If you ask me, it was a bad look to wear an oversized chicken suit during your apology video. And if you actually pay really close attention to what he's saying in the video, he never actually apologizes for what he said, like at all.
I can smell cocoa butter and fried chicken at the same time.
It's no wonder that the Academy canned him.
And the number 1 worst film of 2018 was obviously The House with the Clock in Its Walls. I bet you think we're going to make some kind of silly joke here, but there's nothing funny about child pornography.
Review over. Worst of the year? I don't know, it's kind of mean to say bad movies, but We saw the ones that everyone else said were bad, and we agreed. Gotti, not great. Dinesh D'Souza's Death of a Nation, really not great.
Slender Man.
Slender Man was rough. It felt unfinished and poorly edited. Also, yeah, Aquaman really wasn't for me. I wasn't on that video review, but I saw it, and it was hard for me to stay awake in, which is a bummer because I kind of liked the Justice League movie, believe it or not, and Wonder Woman I liked. So, better luck next time, I guess. I'm a big James Wan fan. But yeah, there's nothing we could really say legitimately about worst of the year that would be that revelatory beyond what all the other critics are saying. It's the classic lazy comedies. Although there's usually like a movie that we really like that critics put on their worst of the year list, and we're like, no, that was good. So I'm trying to think if there was anything this year.
Right.
When we get into our best of the year, I'll say some somewhat controversial stuff. But as far as movies that like people really hated, that I was like, no, you know what, it is good. Nothing really that jumps out this year.
The only thing I can say is I would not recommend watching all of season 1 of Kevin Can Wait in a row.
Yeah.
That'll be the worst part of your year.
Wasn't great.